So tell him, instead of having it centered on my face, put it in white and just in a random spot on, like, near my head.
Why?
For some reason, that always works for me. Like, it's always so much funnier when it's just, like, it pops up kind of fast and stays for, like, a second or two.
Oh.
You're right.
And because it's just like, please?
Yeah.
But, like, if it just, like, pops up and is there for, like, a second and then goes away, it's always so funny.
I want to start Alicia's book club corner when we do our intro.
Alicia's book club corner.
Yep, I'm going to talk about the book I'm reading.
Okay.
Actually, I want to talk about the book we just finished.
Wait, can we both do it? Because I just finished a book too.
Yeah.
I read another book.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
I just want to host it.
It's not one that you would like, but
Hey, that's
it's like a basic white book. But
I mean, that's fine. Like, I don't read Colleen Hoover, but a lot of people
that's
like
what
Colleen
it
Hoover.
was.
Like, I knew it.
I literally only
You
looked it up.
Basic.
No, I literally only looked her up because of a TikTok of someone making fun of her.
Yeah.
And was like, I don't even know who that is, and looked her up. And I have Kindle Unlimited.
Me too.
Yep.
And so most of her books aren't on there because they're so popular, they want you to pay for them. But a couple of them are. And I was like, well, I'll try one of them because it was a quick read. It took me 2 nights.
Yeah.
Like before bed reading. And it was actually really good. So I don't know what everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I'm only 7% into my new book, but I just finished a half decent little, like, quick, dirty book.
You need to send me some of those. I want some dirty books. I read a lot of like classics, you know, like
Yeah, I'm not.
stuff you would read in high school or college.
Yeah, I'm not a
And-
classic. I will screenshot you 10 books and send them to you.
The House of Hollows book was freaking good.
Yeah.
I was not expecting it to be that good.
And it's kind of funny because, like, it was still like a YA book, and I don't read a lot of YA because I don't like the writing style.
Yeah.
But like the twists and the turns were enough that
Yeah.
I was like, this is something I don't see a lot.
Yeah.
As far as plot points.
Yeah, I still like a lot of young adult books, especially if I'm trying to read like before bed and I just want something simple.
Yeah.
Because like I've been trying to work through Gone with the Wind and I just can't do it. It's so boring. Like it's a cool story. I just finished the movie actually because I finally decided like I want to at least know what the story is because I can't read the book.
Never watched Gone with the Wind.
I hadn't either. I finished it yesterday and the story is good, but I had to like go look it up because they make out the main girl in it to be awful.
Yeah.
Like she's just a spoiled brat. And like my friend had recommended it to me and was like, you know, like you really should like know this story. It's like a story about like Georgia back in the Civil War and everything. Like it's something you should probably read.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, it's just that the main character, the girl, is like a spoiled brat. And then the way that she describes it is that her character develops and she becomes like a lot more hardened and like strong and smart and stuff as time goes on. But in the movie, she like seems like the same like the whole time.
Yeah. So, okay. So you like YA because it's easy to get through and like you don't have to pay as much attention to it. A series I very, very, very highly recommend because it will build so much. And he read it first.
Yeah.
Is Throne, is Throne of Glass.
Oh my God.
Really?
I read the first book and wasn't sure if I was going to keep reading it. Well, actually, I've read the first 5 chapters and wasn't sure if I was going to keep reading it because it starts as a YA series and fully matures all the way through. And where it starts, I hated the writing style. The main character was like a rat. And I was like, I don't want to read this. This feels like I'm reading a 14-year-old's perspective. And the writer was 19 when she started it.
Yeah.
But it's 7 books.
7 books.
By the end of that book, of the series, I was like crying and screaming and like so attached to these characters.
Yeah, so
it was
I.
insanely good.
I love a good series.
That is what I would start with. It says it's 432 pages. I think it's really like 300.
The first book's very fast.
Yeah, the first book. Because where it starts is essentially she's like a teenage assassin, right? She was raised by like this assassin lord and was imprisoned. And so she's been pulled out of prison into this competition by royalty to basically create like the king's champion who's going to be like his little errand boy. But like...
More like his personal mercenary.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have one for you too. And I don't know if it's considered a young adult's book or not.
I'll look it up right now.
But it's called Seeker, and I think that Eric would like it a lot too, actually.
Seeker.
It's
Do you know who it's written by?
not off the top of my head, but it's based in it's like a kind of fairy tale-ish book about this. It's crazy. Like, it's
Here, pick out there's like
it's
several.
the third one.
Okay.
Alex Benedict?
No.
Oh.
It's Arwen Ellis Dayton. That just sounds like somebody really likes Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, probably like a fake writer's name.
Yeah. Well, and like you said Seeker, and then I was like, oh, Sword of True Series by Terry Goodkind.
Well, I believe it's based in Ireland, but like mystical Ireland, where it's like this family lives off kind of out on this like commune almost. And it's this girl, her boyfriend, and then like I think another male. They have these things, they're called whip swords. And they can like take the shape of like almost any weapon. Like you whip it and it just like straightens out. It's like almost like a lightsaber or something.
Yeah.
Dope.
You have to like connect with it mentally to control it. And so these kids they're like older teenagers are learning how to use them by their fathers.
Yeah,
and there's this, it's like basically they can travel through time and space if they're trained enough to, because it can make you really sick and messed up if you're not, you know? And so they spend like their entire teenage years doing that. And then when they like graduate from it, they can go on missions and stuff, but they find out that the missions are not exactly what their dads said that they were. And like, there's a lot of death and craziness and like, I don't know, it's like action packed. I didn't think I would like it as much as I did because I'm not really a big like action book person, but I think the mix of it being like fairy tale and like easy to read, and
That's pretty cool.
yeah, it's a good one. I would highly recommend
That
it.
sounds cool.
I liked it a lot.
Pretty neat.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Grayson. Welcome to the Roll for Funny podcast. I am an asshole.
Just straight up.
Oh yeah, and by the way, we're missing something before you do your intro.
I'm scared.
Wait, what?
You're missing something.
Oh, you are missing something.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Actually, hang on. Here's the funny part. Was I was editing the last podcast that we posted was episode 19. And when I was watching, I was like, oh, I should have done it for the Valentine's episode.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I completely actually missed it by a week. So hang on. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. And I was like mad. I was like, because I'm kind of excited. Like, I'm not mad about it in any way. So let me go do that.
Oh, this is funny.
Don't trip over the cords.
Watch out.
It looks like a shower cap.
Except there's these cool little pantaloons.
Yeah, pantaloons.
And I got a little spot for my bangs to stick out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Beautiful.
I fucking can't.
Oh, God.
Am I the asshole?
Alicia's the asshole.
It's right here.
Oh, my God.
Oh, gosh.
All right.
Oh shit.
You're welcome.
So anyway.
Wow. So Grayson's an asshole.
Yeah.
I'm Alicia, and I sometimes like to wear underwear on my head.
Yeah.
My underwear specifically.
Yeah, why would I wear my own? I have to like wear it.
Can't take down the Navy.
Are you really trying to take Ryan's spot that quickly?
Hi, I'm Eric. By the way, podcast stuff, underwear head. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
My brain is dead at this point.
We just started and his brain's already
Yeah.
Every time I move my head, I want to like.
whip it around. Whip it. She whip her undies back and forth. She whip her undies back and forth. Oh, let's roll for funny.
Oh shit.
Alicia's gonna roll a 20.
No.
I rolled a 15.
I rolled a 7.
12.
Ooh, it's a racing cast.
I'm worried about this.
Racing cast.
I mean, you are the one who demanded I put underwear on my head.
No, you
lost
lost
a
a bet. Yeah, let's get it right.
You know, and honestly, justly, I was like, yeah, okay, fine.
Get it right. Get it right. Get it tight.
Cool. Yeah, those aren't going to stay. just
No,
because
you're
they're
good.
Very much too big for my head. But MeUndies,
Sponsor
please
us.
sponsor
Thanks for
us.
putting my underwear all over the internet. Really?
Please.
So what are we doing today, Grayson?
So we are, first, we're going to do Alicia's book corner.
Welcome to our new corner of Roll for Funny, where I talk about books because I am maybe have a problem.
And Ryan is going to edit in all of the 10, 15 minutes of beginning conversation we had about it.
Yeah, we pre-chatted too much, so I'm sorry. Yeah. So we're going to enter that here.
But we were recording, yay. And then we are going to play some reacting to Am I the Ass stories that we pre-selected earlier this week. Yep. So that's going to be fun.
Or today.
And as you guys can tell, Ryan is not here. He is in Dallas, Texas. Them old stupid Texas.
Everything's bigger than Texas.
I like Texas.
I like Texas,
Me too.
I mean, not the politics, but definitely the state.
But it's dumb old stupid Texas, so he's there. And he will be back by next recording. He'll be back in a couple days, and I miss him very much. Babe, I miss you.
Cool. So how about the highest roller starts?
Are you going to do your book corner?
Well,
tell us
we really already did our book corner.
But what book are you reading?
Read too much. Oh, I just finished a book called Wretched, which is like a little quick, dirty, modern retelling of and it's not even a retelling. They just take the characters and transplant them into a different story. But it was The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, cool.
In which the Wicked Witch of the West, which if you watch musicals, Elphaba, is she makes heroin for a gang. And she has a romance with an undercover DEA agent.
Odd.
Who's trying to find her. It's cute. It was cute. It's like a quick little read. So it's fun if you like quick little dirty books. And then right now I'm reading Song of the Marked by S.M. Gaither. And I'm only 7% into it. So we'll see if it's good.
I just finished reading a book called Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. And it was really good. And you've never read one of her books, so don't judge.
You're right. I know a lot of people really like Colleen Hoover.
Yeah, I actually didn't think I would like her because I'm not really into like the whole, like I hate to say this as like a genre, especially because it's like potentially my lifestyle one day, but like that housewife style, you like
crunchy.
I'm just not like, I've never really been into that kind of book before. So I gave it a shot. It's actually it goes back and forth between her perspective and her teen daughter's perspective. And there is some sexiness to it.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
So that was Alicia's book corner. Can't wait to update you next week on how my book is going. Great. So do we want to dive into Reddit?
Yeah, let's do it.
Great.
You want to roll for it or just... Maybe we should start with Eric since we've been like talking the whole time and he's just
Actually, I think that's a great idea.
Poor Eric. Me and
okay.
Alicia go on tangents.
I know. And it's okay.
Because we're women.
Do not mind it.
Whammon.
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 All right. So to start it off.
What is going on?
I don't do anything.
What'd you do?
Nothing.
What'd she do? What did I miss?
I fucking can't.
You'll see it in the podcast.
I'm scared.
It was pretty scary. We're writing a horror movie up in here.
This podcast about to turn into a horror movie.
Jeez, I hurt my mouth.
I'm really scared. I don't want to watch. Like,
You're
I'm gonna
fine.
like tear up a little bit.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, don't cry.
Scared.
Oh, speaking of crying.
We were laughing about how we both cried on the podcast, and neither you or Ryan ever had, and we're like, we gotta kick their shins or something.
After we were talking about the when we were asking each other the questions, I don't remember what the hell we were doing. That one podcast, that was the first time I'd cried on a podcast.
Valentine's episode.
Yeah, that
about
one.
Lovey shit.
Yeah, that was the first time I'd cried on a podcast.
I'm not really a happy crier, so you probably won't see me cry too much.
Yeah,
I cried at like me and Ryan's wedding. That's like the only time I've happy cried like ever.
Yeah,
yeah. I cry easy when I'm sad. So
I didn't before. Like I did not happy cry ever before I met her.
Yeah,
and now it's easy.
Ew.
Right. Am I the for not wanting people turning up unannounced to my house?
Off the bat, no.
Off the bat, no. Yeah, I've had that issue.
All right, I, 29 female, recently moved into my boyfriend's 36 male place. My work has moved closer to his home, so I'm renting from him. I didn't read that part. Prior to me moving in, we had already agreed that we would not have anyone over without discussing it first with each other, and both of us agreeing. Yesterday, his friend and his sister, on 2 separate occasions, turned up to our front door unannounced. We were both not dressed, so I had to run upstairs while my boyfriend threw on clothes and answered the door. Afterwards, I asked him to contact his friend and sister to not turn up to the house unannounced and to prearrange it with him. He then told me this is unreasonable and that I'm the only one in the world who thinks that people turning up unannounced to my house is not okay.
No.
Wait. Wait.
Hang on, no. I only have one question about literally what she already said. Didn't they agree
Yes.
to that?
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
All right. His sister has also stated that it sucks for him that I'm making this request. My pre-existing belief was that regardless of who you are, if you're going to another person's house, that the least you can do is arrange it in advance and not randomly show up uninvited, expecting to be well received. Am I the
Absolutely not. Yeah, I have had that issue. I remember actually talking to it at length with Alicia.
Yeah.
About like 2 different people on like the same day trying to just show up at my old apartment.
Yeah.
And it had a freaking gate code and they were still getting through. And I was like,
Yeah.
y'all have to call me first. What is this? Like, I've never thought that that's too much to ask. I don't always have my house clean. I don't always have a bra on. I have pets. Like, I don't know. I've never understood that. Like, who do you... I don't know.
Like,
that's crazy.
I'm not always in the mood to receive people.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why I bought a house. Or like, you know, like I don't have to be near people.
I'm not always in the mood to entertain somebody being over here.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason for you to ever show up at somebody's house without telling them.
That was poison.
Yeah, I know that was me. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. But, like, yeah, no. Absolutely not the asshole. There's no reason. Call your friends before you go to their house.
Yes.
I'm like,
Or text them if they don't like you calling them.
Yeah.
Even if they say that they don't mind and you can show up, they're just being nice. Call them anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, even my mom like texts me before she comes.
Yeah,
Yes.
my mom always does. I've never shown up to my mom's house unannounced.
My
Like,
mom
No.
has maybe shown up to my house once unannounced,
Yeah.
and like, but like,
Yeah, like I would assume
like never.
if someone knocked on my door and it was someone I genuinely knew, I would assume someone's dead, and that's what they're here to tell me.
Yes.
Like,
There's no
why
other
are
reason.
you here? Yeah.
You can still be like, hey, can I come over?
Yeah. Yeah, you could still call and be like, I have something important to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Something, but
Yeah, I don't like. It's just like feeling like you're entitled to somebody else's space, which is weird.
And time
Yep.
is,
Yeah.
bizarre.
Plus,
Weird
like,
shit.
what if they're not home?
What was I'm sure the consensus on there was that they're not the
They are
right?
not.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm like,
100%.
Because I have one where like,
if anybody disagreed with that, I would really,
I wouldn't want to be their friend.
I would worry about their mental state. Am I the asshole for changing my granddaughter's hair without her parents' permission?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Off the bat, yeah.
Yeah, off the bat, we'll see what the details are, but from the title only, yes.
To set the scene here, I am a 55-year-old father of 4 and grandfather of 5.
Yeah.
Big family. The pertinent ones here are my eldest daughter, Michelle, who is 34, and her husband, Peter, who is 35, and my grandchildren, Beth and Sam, who are 12 and 14, respectively. To give some context to the rest of this post, Beth and Sam are adopted and are black, whereas the rest of the family is white.
Okay.
The problem arose when Michelle and Peter finally saved up enough money to take their dream honeymoon, which they couldn't afford when they got married. It was a month-long holiday, during which time Beth and Sam came to stay with me. Beth has beautiful curly hair and lots of it, which she obviously washes and maintains herself, but she's still learning how to do certain styles in it. I asked out of curiosity what kind of style she'd like to know, and she showed me some pictures of ladies online with very impressive braids. Now, I've been bald as an egg since I was 40, and the only style I had before that was a mohawk in my 20s.
Oh, hell
So
yeah.
elaborate braids are a bit beyond my skill set. However, a coworker of mine who's a work daughter has often done her hair in many styles very similar to the ones that Beth showed me. I asked her where she gets her hair done and explained it was for my granddaughter, and she told me that it's actually her sister who is a professional braider and put me in touch. I took Beth to the sister. She got some very cool braids which have beads on and a cute little heart pattern at the sides, and the sister explained all of the upkeep stuff to us and even gave us the friends and family discount, which was very nice.
Oh.
Well, cut to Michelle's return, and she's deeply unhappy about me doing this. Apparently, she's always told Beth she's always told Beth no to getting such braiding done because she believes that she's too young for it, and also that she says it's expensive and doesn't want Beth to get the idea that it's going to be an all-the-time thing. I've said that I'm quite happy to pay for her to get it done as often as she likes because of how happy it made her, but Michelle is still taking the huff with me about it. Peter is siding with her as he says parents should be consulted about such things. Sam is sticking up for me, saying that it's nice that I'm letting Beth take parts of black culture that she may miss out on in a white family, which wasn't even an aspect I'd considered, honestly. Obviously, I'm not happy that my daughter is not happy, but I'm not really sure if I did anything wrong here. Help an old man out. How do you guys feel now?
I feel like I see both sides. I think first, I think if you're going to leave your kid with someone for a month and they take them to get their hair done, then you really shouldn't argue about it. They're taking care of your child for a month, and hair upkeep has to happen within a month.
Yep.
Even mine has to be trimmed, in a month normally. So, like, and it's a child, so, like, and not a young child. So,
yeah, she's
14?
She's 12.
Okay.
Her brother is 14.
Okay.
I also understand, though, like, I don't know. So, leaving out any kind of race part of it at all, just on the topic of hair and parental consent and everything, like, I think that I grew up in a house where, like, I wanted to cut my hair short. I wanted to dye it black. I wanted to dye it pink. And my parents didn't want me to do any of it, but they let me because it was my hair. So, like, I have to side with it's the grandfather's watching them. I kind of side with the grandfather on that, like, I'm watching your kids for a month and she asked to get this hair done. And it's not like they're doing anything permanent to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I don't see what the problem is with there as long as it's not damaging her hair. And, like, black people's hair is able to be braided like that with minimal breakage. So I don't really see the issue. Like, I understand he should have just at least called and been like, are you cool with me doing this? Because I do get the whole, like, I don't want her to expect this, and I don't want us to go home and she wants this every month and I have to tell her no and disappoint her. Because I get that too. But, like, I think overall it shouldn't have been that big of a deal. It's like, hey, your grandparents get to spoil you. That's, like, what grandparents do.
I mean, it's like hanging out with, like, your grandma and she wants to go get her nails done, so she pays for you to get your nails done. And maybe
that's
your
what
mom
I mean.
isn't going to pay for you to get acrylics, but, like, you can get acrylics when you hang out with grandma.
Yeah, and just, be like, as long as they're keeping up with her hair and everything at home, then yeah, just treat it as like that's something that is a you and grandpa bonding thing now that y'all can go do 3 times a year or something. You know what I mean? Like, whatever, but I don't know. I don't think he's an asshole for it, for sure.
No.
Like, I would say not the asshole, but I see both sides.
So I want to hear your thoughts.
Not the asshole. Because I grew up in a similar space. My mom let me do what I wanted with my hair, my nails, piercings, whatever. Like, I had all of that growing up. I dyed my hair black. I painted my nails black. I wore makeup, all that stuff. So I don't think he's an asshole. I think he definitely could have consulted the parents and been like, hey, I'm going to do this. And then he could have got the whole thing from them being like, well, we told her no, she's not doing that, and we don't have the money to continue doing that. And him saying at that point, well, I don't mind doing it. It's going to make her super happy. I can already tell about how excited she is for it.
Yeah. And work something out.
I don't mind paying for it.
Yeah, where you could let her know up front.
Yeah.
Like, hey, don't ask your parents to do this for you all the time because this is a treat, not
So, I get that. And I also think it's really important that she gets to experience those things too, because it is going to be difficult with her being in a family of a different culture than she would have normally grown up in. So I don't think he's an asshole. I think he overlooked some details going into it, but I don't think he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's not the asshole.
Yeah.
And I feel like I wish I knew more about why the mom was so upset, other than that, like, it could be expensive and she doesn't want her daughter to expect it. But I'm caught up a little bit on, like, her saying that she's not old enough to have her hair braided.
Oh, yeah.
She's definitely old enough.
She's black.
Yeah.
From the time she's a child, most black children have their hair braided. It's protective for their hair. And, like, it makes me worry that, like, you hear a lot of stories about white families that adopt black children and they don't know how to take care of their hair, and so they just, like, throw it in a bun or a ponytail because they don't know how to take care of their hair, and they don't put the time and effort in to learn.
And I feel like regardless of any of that anyway, she's 12, she's in middle school, let her do what she wants with her hair. And as long as she's not trying to spike it into, like, a freaking neon green mohawk and get expelled from school, then does it really I don't think it matters that much. And I don't think they should be ruining, like, a nice moment between her and her grandpa and getting to do something she's been wanting to do because they don't like it or don't want to keep up with it.
Well, yeah, and because like you said, like she's not like he didn't do anything to permanently alter her hair. It'd be one thing if he was like, yeah, let's go shave your head.
Yeah. And like I have a friend, I won't say her name just to keep it anonymous, who's like baby daddy permanently dyed her kid's hair on like a 2-week vacation, not I'm watching your kid for over a month. You know what I mean? So like, and she was very upset about it because she got in trouble at school and stuff. Yeah. That's different. It was permanent dye. Had he taken her to get a hair trim and some chalk paint in her hair, that would have been different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
or like some of the weird spray paint color that you can put in your hair that washes out, like the Halloween paint.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do to temporarily change your hair.
Yeah, give him some Kool-Aid dye or something over the summer.
You can still like feel like a cool kid or whatever. Yeah. But like 12 is old enough to decide what you want to start doing with your hair. Parents should know how to take care of their children's hair properly, especially if they're not of the same race.
Yeah.
And the biggest part is Grandpa said that he's willing to pay for it.
Yep. Yeah.
And like if you are educated on upkeep and like they don't actually have to get their hair rebraided that often.
Yeah.
Like they can go a couple of months without getting their hair rebraided. So it's not
the end of the world. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's not it can get expensive, but it's not costing an arm and a leg, especially if you're not adding hair and all that. Like I work with a lot of girls who do their hair.
Yeah.
And they do talk about the expenses of it. And you know what? Their hair is great.
Yeah.
So
and it is expensive. I remember going to beauty school and working in the salon. And like even in our salon in school, it was expensive for that kind of service. So
yeah.
My turn. Let's see.
Let's say.
Bobblehead.
Huh?
You're like,
I'm just doing my ponytail.
Oh, with my ponytail back.
Okay, this one's a little bit long. I did like 2 long ones and then 2 like much shorter ones. And then I figured if we needed more, I could just get on the app.
I tried to find a long one in there, but then I started reading some of the longer ones. And I was like, this is taking entirely too long.
Yeah.
I'm done.
I was just looking for good stories, honestly.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll do just from the title and then I'll read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Am I asshole for making my daughter give up her cat?
Yes.
Possibly.
That's what I thought too, because I was like, maybe someone in the house is allergic or something.
There can be good reasons to get rid of animals, and I don't normally agree with rehoming animals, but
yeah, but I've heard of situations where like they bring in a child from the family, and that child's rough with the animal or something, and they have to pick the child over the animal,
or if an animal, or like if a kid brought home a stray and the other animals in the house started attacking it, like
that, yes, I understand.
I'm like, there's
it still
circumstances
sucks, but it doesn't make you an asshole. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm on the fence. This could really go either way.
Okay. My daughter, who is 24, moved out 2 weeks ago to stay with a friend out of state. She found a job and was ready to get herself going in the right direction after suffering from major depression and anxiety for years. I've always done my best to understand what it is she's going through and tried to help her to the best of my ability. That includes getting her a cat to help with her emotional support, as she's always been sensitive and caring when it comes to animals. She took her cat with her when she left. Skip to now, and the friend she is staying with has decided to allow their partner to move in, which means my daughter has to move out as there is no longer any room for her. I told her she can always come back with me if she couldn't find anywhere else to go. After trying to make other arrangements and failing, she decided to move back home was the best option until she can find another job and afford to live on her own. I said that was fine, but she couldn't bring her cat back with her. She was a bit upset, but understood as she didn't have any other options. I love my daughter and know how important her cat is to her, but I don't want her messing up my furniture, as I have my own cat and my other daughter who lives with me has one that I'm currently trying to rehome. I love my cat, and I know how hard it is to give up a pet that you're attached to, as I don't know if I'd be able to rehome mine, but I really can't deal with 3 cats. I called my daughter and asked her if someone came to get her cat yet, and she said not yet. Someone was supposed to pick her up later in the day. We drove 8 hours to get my daughter, and during the drive, I began to feel guilty. When we got there, where my daughter was staying, the cat was already gone. I told her I was going to tell her she could keep the cat, but she had already given her away. This made her very upset. I do feel bad, but it is my house, and I feel she can get a new cat when she gets her own place. Am I the asshole?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
It's so fucked. So many people were like, I really hope this is made up. Like, and on top of all of it, you had to let her know she could have kept her cat after she's given. Like, at that point, you could have just kept that to yourself.
Yes.
Okay, I have a lot of issues with this. Starting with the fact that while she was living with you, you got her the cat to help with her emotional stability. You got her a emotional support animal.
Yeah.
And then told her she couldn't bring that animal back into your house when, first of all, your other daughter has a cat, even though you're trying to rehome it, which, like...
And she herself has one.
Why are you allowing... First of all, if your children are living with you, why do you allow them to get animals if you do not want them in your house permanently?
Yeah. Also, she'd only been gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah. She was not gone for any long length of time. So...
And she's trying to rehome the other daughter's cat, too, which who knows what the story is on that. But
you are potentially very emotionally manipulative mother.
Yeah. And, like, since she didn't complain about anything specific about, like, they're not taking care of the cats or anything, like, I assume that they're well taken care of.
Yeah.
Because it seems like she would have mentioned, like, they're not taking care of them, so I don't want them in the house.
They don't keep the litter boxes.
That's understandable.
Yeah, the only complaint she had was like, she's like, I don't want my stuff to get messed up because of her cat.
Yeah.
But there's 2 other cats in the house that aren't giving you problems. You have a cat that's yours.
Did her cat ever mess up anything in the past?
I mean, she didn't say.
Yeah.
There is an edit that says, I do feel guilty, and I understand that I shouldn't have told her she could have kept the cat after the fact.
Yes.
I did talk to her about getting her cat back. She says she wants her back, but doesn't think she can take her away from the family that already has her, as the lady told her that they all love her already, and she'll feel guilty if she takes that from them. I do sense a rift now, and I'm not sure if I can repair it, which I'll have to respect. So at least, like, she realizes she did something really fucked up, it sounds like. But, yeah. That one was, like, so depressing to me. I could not imagine having to get rid of my cats.
Me either.
They're my babies.
Yeah, that really upsets me.
Yeah.
Because I love our cats.
Yeah, the whole concept of, like, I'm going to buy you this thing, let you get attached to it, and then force you to get rid of it. Yeah. Is, like, extremely bizarre to me. Yeah. Especially since she's only moving home until she finds a job.
She sounds like a person who doesn't see pets as family members.
Yeah.
In which case you should not have pets.
But that she even says on there that, like, she couldn't rehome her cat.
Yeah.
But her daughter has to.
But then why do you see your daughter's cat as less integral to your daughter's life than your own?
It's really sad.
You don't value the emotions of your family members.
Yeah.
Not to mention the trauma that happens to the animals, because they also grow bonds with people.
Mm-hmm. And they get depressed, yeah. Actually, I remember my ex-husband's family at one point, one of the people that his dad worked with, their mom died, and she had an elderly cat. And we brought it home because they had cats. And he was like, I'll keep the cat, you know. And, that cat went under a bed and did not come out for like a month.
Oh.
Like, it was really depressing.
That is horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't, not only do they bond with the people they're around, but like the other animals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I always think about the story that my mom told me when I went overseas the second time, and she had Reese, and there was a black lab next door.
Yeah, because Buddy was in a different state.
Yeah, because so they weren't together for several months.
Yeah.
And every time Reese saw that other dog, he was out there trying to like get to him because he thought he was Buddy.
Aww.
Yeah, they're very, very attached.
Yeah, because Buddy has been around Reese since he was 8 weeks old.
Yeah.
That's his older brother. Like, they've always been together, and I could never separate them like that ever again. It just happened to be bad situation for me and the dogs.
Oh, I know. Freya and Cerise have only been together for a year now, my cats. And, like, Freya chased down a 80-pound American bulldog because it was threatening her sister.
Yeah.
And was, like, going to die for her. I was like, I was not expecting that out of her at all. But she chased that dog hardcore and, like, stood in between her and the dog.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was like some kind of Disney animated shit. I was not expecting it at all. They definitely bond. And
Well, like, Harley and Ivy, like, Harley would be okay because she's very social, but, like, Ivy's attached to us, and you especially. She wouldn't do well if she were with somebody else.
Yeah.
She's always coming up to me.
There's not a good reason to you can't just rehome animals willy-nilly. You can't. First, don't get an animal in the first place. Don't buy from puppy mills because they're just propagating a system that has way too many animals in it already that are not being well enough taken care of. Yeah. But also, don't get an animal if you can't take care of it for the rest of its life. Point blank, period. Yeah. And if you're somebody who gets rid of a senior animal, you're an
Yeah. Like, I know there are situations that happen, not to hurt anyone's feelings. You know what I mean? But, like, where you do have to rehome your animal.
Extreme situations do happen.
Or, like, they'd be in, like, for instance, I had to rehome my dog when I got divorced.
Yeah.
My husband refused to keep it. Even though it was half his dog, he just said, no, I will not. And I tried to take her, and the only option I had to live was my parents' house. Yeah. And their dog was going to kill her.
Yeah.
Like, if she got by me, and I was like, I'd rather her be with a family that loves her. And she was only a year old, so I was like, she has plenty of time to bond with someone. Yeah. Like, I'd rather her be with a family that loves her than her get ripped apart because I, like, can't give her up. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
The only reason that I would have ever rehomed them is if it would have been an issue when we moved out here of us moving in with your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it had been an issue at that point, like there was a point where Reese was going to be gone.
Yeah, because he wouldn't stop crying. He just needed to get neutered.
Yeah. He was becoming such a nuisance. He was jeopardizing
our living situation.
Yeah, he was jeopardizing our living situation. Which it would have absolutely destroyed me to do it because that's my baby.
Yeah, but you can't be homeless.
Yeah. Well, and also, like, my parents rehomed an Australian Shepherd when I was a teenager. Mm-hmm. Love you, Loki. Hope you're doing great. But he wasn't attached to anybody in the family. He never formed a bond like that because he was supposed to be my dad's dog, and it didn't happen. Yeah. And Australian Shepherds are really high energy breeds, and we weren't a family that was going to exercise him the way he needed to be and give him the training that he needed to have.
Yeah.
So they rehomed him with somebody who was obsessed with him and loved him and did all the things that dog needed to be a good dog.
Yeah. Yeah, we ended up, when I had to rehome my dog, when I left my ex-husband, we ended up giving him or her to a neighbor, which was actually great because, like, I walked her every single day, like 2 or 3 times a day, and that neighbor always came out with his dogs. And it was like an elderly man and said hello, and they all played together and stuff. So I was like, she was kind of already bonded with those dogs. Mm-hmm. I was so happy that he was like, yeah, we'll take her. I was like, yes.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, he's a sweet man.
All right, what you got, Eric?
Ew, don't call me that.
Airwick. Sorry, beep. What you got?
All right, am I the asshole for throwing out my roommate's milk that was 10 days past the expiration date? I picked this one specifically for you.
I hate you so much. Maybe.
Yeah, I have more questions about it because I think no right now.
Yeah.
But also it's someone else's property. So unless it was stinking, then I don't really think
I'm like, it depends on the circumstances. Yeah. Because I don't believe in expiration dates because they're all fake.
Yeah, actually, I went to a dairy farm and they flat out told me that up to 10 days after the expiration date on all dairy products is safe.
Well, and you know what's funny, too, is the whole thing about, like, it's not an expiration date. It's a sell-by date or a best-by date. So they're not going to have something expire on the shelf so that you can't.
Just sniff it.
Yeah.
That's all you. It's milk.
Sniff the milk.
Yeah, actually, I don't like the smell of milk. It all smells sour to me. So I make Eric smell it for me to make sure it's good. Yeah. Like, obviously, I know if it's chunky, don't drink it.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, most things are okay, like, well past their like sell-by date.
And I've had to come to terms with that being a thing in our relationship.
He would always get rid of things at the expiration date. I was like,
I'm more like you though. I'm more cautious than Ryan is. Ryan's like it's probably fine, and I'm like,
yeah.
But I am not unreasonable. Yeah. I feel like I know that as long as my milk smells good, it's fine, and my yogurt tastes good, it's fine. But like sometimes, sorry, Ryan, but he'll be like, well, if it's sealed, it doesn't matter. I'm like, no, it still matters.
Sometimes it does, though, right? So like, if you see mold on it, get rid of it. If it smells off, get rid of it. If you're not sure, just get rid of it to be safe.
Yeah. And that's something that people don't think about too is meat in the freezer. Some people, I'm not going to say who because they know me, but they think that if you freeze meat, it just freezes it in time.
No.
And it's like, no. All it's doing is like, if you imagine like just putting something in slow-mo when it's rotting versus
Yes.
rotting at normal speed.
And it can also get ruined in the freezer.
Yes, and like people don't realize that like couple months in the freezer is as long as most things will last.
Yeah.
And that you do need to throw it out. Like you can't eat chicken that's been in your freezer for like 6 months unless you vacuum seal it. That can make a big difference.
It can help prolong the life.
Slow it down even more.
Yeah, but like freezer burn and stuff still happens regardless.
Yeah, but especially if you're someone that like moves everything over to sandwich bags, which I do.
Yeah,
yes, we do too.
But like I plan on eating it within like 2 months if I do that.
Yeah.
So anyway,
we got really far into this without you even reading the story. So
I know.
I'm very interested.
Okay, all right. Am I the asshole for throwing out my roommate's milk that was 10 days past the expiration date? Our fridge is jam-packed full of food because my roommates are slobs and never clean up anything unless specifically asked to. I was going to buy groceries later in the day, so I threw out some expired stuff that was in the fridge, moldy cheese, expired milk, and didn't think anything of it because it was almost gone and 10 days past the expiration date. My roommate texts us asking if someone threw her milk away because she was going to make a milkshake, and I replied and said that it was me and she shouldn't really drink that because it's expired. A huge fight broke out and two of my roommates teamed up against calling me a petty aggressive and rude. I am scared to go home today. The things they said hurt my feelings and didn't really seem warranted as I only threw away expired milk. My roommates already don't like me because I'm the clean one who asked them to clean their messes, and they both don't mind filth. Am I the asshole, and how do I continue living here peacefully? I can't move out until August.
Okay, so first of all, she's a female Schmidt.
Yeah.
Also, you're not the asshole, but it does sound like you need a different living situation because you and your roommates don't get along.
once again, same as the last story, I'm going to just say, like, ask first. Like, it's okay, here's my thing.
It wasn't stinking up the fridge.
Yeah, if it's not stinking up the fridge and she wants to drink expired milk and that's her thing, then let her do her thing. But if you hadn't, like, you need to reach out and first of all be like, hey, can I toss this? Do you care? And if they say no, then respond with, okay, well, I need you guys to go through your stuff in the fridge because I have to get groceries and there's no room.
Yeah.
You know, like, be honest with them. But, like, yeah, I feel like just doing it without asking is, you're not an
Yeah.
like, you have to be able to put your stuff in the fridge. But I would just, like, be like, hey, I really honestly didn't think it was a big deal because it's expired. Let me buy you a new gallon of milk.
Yeah.
It's not that expensive.
My thing is, like, I feel like there's a lot bigger of an issue because she's like, I don't feel safe going home because my roommates hate me. I'm like, there's obviously a much bigger issue here if the straw that broke the camel's back was a...
That's what I'm thinking.
What you're saying is a mostly empty gallon of milk.
Yeah.
That was past its expiration date.
Yep.
And, like, I'm almost wondering if maybe she's a dick outside of doing that. Because she's making it out to seem innocent.
I
wonder if she's naggy.
Yeah, I wonder if she's naggy. Because I had a naggy roommate. And I'm not a great roommate. I'll be the first to admit I'm not a good roommate. I'm not the cleanest person in the world. I'm clean enough, though. And I'm always kept up with shared living spaces. Mm-hmm. I've never let them get gross or anything when I've had roommates. And, like, yeah, I had a roommate one time that would, like, ask us unreasonable things. Like, she was so afraid of having bugs in the house that she would ask us to buy Ziploc bags and scrape our leftover food into Ziploc bags before we threw it away. And I was like, I'm not doing that.
What?
Like, first of all, that's a waste of plastic.
Hate the ocean.
Yeah, I'm like, why don't we all go in on a garbage disposal? Oh, wait, we already had one and she refused to let us use it. Because she was afraid that it would smell bad in there. I'm like, it's literally what it's for. It gets rid of all the trash so we don't have to use plastic to throw it away.
Yeah.
That, like, so I get, like, I'm almost just wondering if that girl is one of those girls. Because, like, the fact that something that small made all of her roommates upset, not just the one.
Yeah.
Makes me think that, like, maybe she's thrown their stuff away before. Or, like, won't let them leave a rinsed out cereal bowl in the sink or something. You know what I mean? Like, reasonable living stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just can't imagine a world where that many people jump on someone for something little like that could
Yeah.
be easily rectified by, hey, let me buy you another one.
Yeah, that's why
and
I'm like, that's why I think there's a bigger issue.
Yeah, no. And then at the beginning, she makes them sound like terrible.
Yeah, she goes,
Calls
they're
them slobs and that they
Yeah.
don't mind living in filth, right? So
Yeah.
that, just to your point, like, that makes me think that she's one of the ones who's in the house, like, I don't know, scrubbing every tiny little thing off every
Yeah.
surface.
She's got a toothbrush on her
Yeah.
at all times.
Yeah. Yeah. So you might be the I don't know. I would need more details. Are there any edits or anything with that one?
I don't think so, because I got all of mine from the recent.
Yeah.
So to avoid us having the same stuff. So no. But there are people who are saying she is not the asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's ambiguous enough that you could see both sides of it, but I think there's a lot of information left out, and this is not the only problem in that house.
Yeah.
If both of her roommates ganged up on her, this is not the only
Especially
issue they've
like
had.
as girls, I know me and you can
Girls
relate to like
suck.
petty female roommates. We've both
Yeah.
had them, and it is what it is.
Yeah. Like I had a gross roommate. I had a gross roommate when I lived in the barracks. And like I can't say she couldn't, because obviously she could have, and that's why it annoyed me. Was like
Can't
she
or
would
won't.
she would leave like empty toilet paper rolls and like stack them next to the trash can. She wouldn't do dishes. I was like, you're welcome to use you're not supposed to do this, but I had like a bunch of cooking equipment. I had dishes. Like I went grocery shopping every week. I was like, you're welcome to use whatever, just please clean up.
Yeah.
And yeah, she wouldn't, and she was dirty, and like we had to share like a shower and a bathroom, and like
Yeah.
I'm like, can you like clean up once in a while? And then on top of that, she had loud parties, and I hated her, and I used
I
to
remember you
call
telling about,
us,
yeah.
I used to call people on her all the time because
Yeah. I had one roommate for a long time, like through college and then after college. And like, we got along great outside of being roommates.
Yeah.
But we were not very good roommates to each other. And it wasn't just her. Like, I definitely could have cleaned more and stuff. Like, I'm not trying to hate on this girl at all. But she has a certain kind of lifestyle she wants to live. And when you can't pay 100% of your rent on your own and someone's splitting it down the middle with you, you gotta make some sacrifices.
Yeah.
yeah, when you live with other people, you have to make concessions for the sake of peace.
Yeah.
And just let it fucking be a bygone.
Yeah.
And when you can pay all of your own rent, then you can do whatever the you want.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, I just refused to live in an environment where like I had to literally scrub out my coffee mug with soap as soon as I finished my coffee. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like as long as someone does all the dishes before bedtime.
Rinsing is fine.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I just like, I've always just thought, like, if we can all agree that the sink's empty at bedtime and just switch off who's doing it every day, then, like, what the is the big deal? You know? Like, and it just turns into, like, oh, well, it's, it would just turn into where it's like, oh, well, you used more dishes today than I did yesterday, so now I have more I have to do today, so let's just do our own dishes.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
fine, I'll do my own dishes, but I'm still doing them at the end of the day. And then she didn't like that. So it's that kind of thing where you got to have some give and take.
Yeah.
Like,
I think most people just don't make good roommates. Just
Yeah.
in general. It's so hard to find somebody that you're compatible with. I'm pretty sure that's why it's so hard to like find somebody to live the rest of your life with.
yeah.
Because once you're living together, to an extent, you are roommates.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to get used to each other's like living habits.
Yeah.
And
Me and
either-
Ryan still struggle with it sometimes.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, we do too.
yeah. We're newlyweds still. And like, yeah, there's stuff that
We've lived together for 6 years.
yeah. But then I see those like TikToks of like the girls, like, have you ever seen these where they walk in the bathroom and all their makeup and bullshit is everywhere, and they'll find like their husband's razor and be like, can't believe he won't fucking pick up after himself and put it up. And it's like a comedy thing. That's kind of our life though. Like, as much as I bitch about Ryan leaving stuff around, like, it's mostly me. But like, to me, it's like
too.
organized chaos kind of thing. Whereas like,
Say it, Eric.
I wasn't.
I heard the heavy breath. I want to hear it. Let's just air it out right now.
let's Eric it out.
Honestly, your crafting stuff. No, your crafting stuff does not bother me. Literally, I have zero issue because
I love that. It doesn't bother me. Like,
listen,
no one brought up crafting stuff. It's just
what does bother me though.
Oh, something bothers you.
Oh,
It's literally just your noodle bowl. That's it.
Wait, what?
Your noodle bowl?
My noodle bowl.
The one, your freaking kimchi noodles that you buy.
Yeah.
This is the only thing that you leave out that bothers me.
But I sit it by the sink.
It's a plastic bowl. It can be dumped out and thrown away.
Yeah.
But she sits it by the sink every single time.
That's like Ryan. You guys are similar in ways you don't understand.
And I don't understand it.
Yeah.
And every time I see it, I pick it up, I dump it out, and I throw it away.
Part of my thing, though, is I do most of the dishes and the cleaning of the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I'm like, whatever, I'm going to pick this up later.
That's my thing, is since I do so much cleaning, I feel like I'm allowed to make more of a mess.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's what it is.
The majority of the clutter and the shit around the house is definitely mine. And I also own that a lot, and I apologize for it a lot. And he's like, I don't care. It's fine.
Yeah.
That is really funny, though, because you've never said that to me.
Yeah. Because, it's not... It's
like,
not
I
a
sit
big
it
enough...
right by the sink. Because there's just it's because there's the liquid left in the bottom of it with the little tiny bits of noodles. And
so you want to dump it before you put it in the trash.
Yeah, I don't want to pour it in the sink, but I also don't feel like right
I don't
in that
do
moment
all that.
sitting there with the fork and trying not to get anything. I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not a big enough deal for me to ever have said anything. It's annoying to look at. And I hate it. But
I will admit sometimes there's multiple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just not a big enough deal to me.
Yeah. And
Right?
if it's not a big deal, then it's not a big... that's like Ryan, where, I feel like Ryan could leave all of his clothes on the bathroom floor, and I'll walk in and pick them up. It's not that big of a deal. It doesn't bother me enough to say anything.
You're a better person than me.
The one thing he does, though, and it's the same thing that you do, is he drinks beer, and it's only beer. If he drinks a soda, if he eats snacks, he throws everything away. But when he drinks beer, he sets it on the counter next to the trash can.
No, it's building. Okay, so my noodle habit is your beer cans on your desk habit.
But that's my desk.
But
she has to look at it.
Yeah, I have to look at it.
It's my desk.
I know.
And it's your nightstand.
Sometimes I have several bottles of water on my nightstand. I like cold water. I'm sorry.
I know. I always have cups because I have my Maggie Boy drink every night.
Yeah.
And now I've gotten to where I do the tart cherry juice and the magnesium and two separate because I have to do that in a wine glass because it's fancy.
Oh my God.
And so I end up with a wine glass and a glass on my end table. And my intention is always because I always chug a glass of water first thing in the morning because I stopped drinking coffee and it gives you a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Seriously, try that. It's amazing.
Just chugging a glass of water.
Just chug a glass of water before you can think or do anything. It's actually better to just have it on your nightstand before you've even moved that much.
I sometimes do that, but not on purpose. I'll wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm so fucking thirsty.
It's good for you. But anyway, yeah, I always have cups there. But the thing is, Ryan never complains about my mess. Yeah. He does not care. The house could be trashed, and he's like, we should probably clean up at some point, but never makes it about me. And I'll find his 3 beer cans on the counter, and then the rest of the whole house is trash, and it's all me. But I'm just fuming at his beer cans. I don't know why.
I can't say I fume at the beer cans, but what really drives me crazy is I used to drink a lot of bottled drinks, and there would be caps everywhere. The bottle would be gone, but I would find a beer cap on every surface in the house.
Yeah, I did do that.
Yeah. It makes me so fucking bananas.
Uh-oh.
That's because you leave your beer.
Really? That's why?
Don't collapse the lung on
okay,
camera,
really,
please.
though? That's
Coming
my
next,
biggest fear.
Eric goes to the hospital.
Yeah. We'll live stream it. He'll be like, help.
Shit.
Fun breathing without.
I just realized I forgot to save
4th of your lung,
my stories.
You saved 3.
I forgot. No, I forgot to save the stories.
Oh, good job. I seen something else on your save list, though.
I always just copy.
I am not talking about that.
I copy the link. It's porn.
It is.
It's porn. Oh, really?
It's
I was kidding.
audio porn.
Oh. Yeah. No, I just copy the link into my notes.
We're not talking about it.
We are talking about it.
Isn't that the primary use for Reddit?
Yeah.
Is it?
That's what I use it for.
Let's look at my Reddit.
I can't open my Reddit.
Why?
Me either. It's explicit. There's nothing but explicit shit on there as soon as I open it.
I'm a good girl. I am in r/fossils.
I'm a good girl.
You're not.
r/fossils?
Fossils.
You're a nerd.
Yeah, I'm in.
It's okay. I have
r/fossil ID.
I have Farming Simulator on my Reddit too.
r/what is this rock? r/Gilmore Girls. r/self-improvement. And am I the ass and crystals?
Okay, my appropriate.
That's everything.
My appropriate
Let me turn
subreddits
this way.
are am I the Atlanta? Child free. It's actually a really good Reddit. Interesting as Let's not meet. Oddly satisfying. Off my chest. Today I f***ed up. Today I learned. And that's it. Everything else is porn. It's a lot.
Just not gonna go through that.
Yeah.
Whose turn is it? Is it your turn?
It's my turn, and that's when I realized that I actually forgot to save most of my
So
stories.
do you want to find one while I go through my short one?
No, I have one more.
Okay.
I have
I'm
a
gonna
very
have
short
to
one.
scroll some more.
I think my next two are pretty short.
This
Yeah.
one, I thought was great because it's not a situation most of us are in, but I have been in a situation similar enough that I have experience to talk from. Shut up.
Jesus. Brutal.
It's like the episode we just posted. There's a moment of me where I'm just like,
Oh, yeah.
he
zooms
every
in.
time. And I'm like, what was I doing? Why am I like this? Okay.
Because you are.
Because you're Alicia. Amlecia.
You can tell by the way it is.
R2D
You
Leisha.
can tell by the way she used that walk. She's a woman's man. No time to talk.
God, I don't know why, but like if Ryan said that, I'd be telling him to roll for funny. But because it's you, I don't want to be mean.
Feminism. Inequality, equality. I love it.
Okay. That's my weenus, sir. Okay. Would I be the asshole for not
I
in?
like these.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Me too. Hush. Sorry, or as Grayson would say, shh.
Did you just pinch your nipples?
No.
I did.
What?
It looked like he just went, shh, hush.
No.
I swear to God, that's what he
Leave
did.
my nip nops out of this.
Ryan,
No.
find it. Put it in.
No.
I know he did it.
I didn't.
Nip nops?
Instant
Nip
replay.
nops.
Yeah, nip nops.
Nip nops?
You don't call them nip nops? Oh, well, you're
I
doing
do
it wrong.
sometimes like grab a nipple, whether it's mine or Ryan's, and pull it out so it makes a triangle, and I'm like, whoa, party hats.
Okay, I have a weird question.
Yeah.
Related to nipple scratching.
Okay.
Okay, so when your nipple itches, do you like scratch it or do you like. Actually, I'm just going to leave it there. Do you like scratch it or do you have a different technique? Because I'm worried to say what I do.
I normally either scratch it if it's like not a bad itch, or I like kind of like, this sounds, I hope, Mom, if you're listening to this,
I feel like
skip
you're gonna,
this part.
I feel like you're gonna say the same thing that I do, and that's why I won't feel so bad.
Well, like, you know how like if your nipple's itching, it's probably hard-ish.
Yeah.
And like if it's hard, the little actual like nipple part, not the areola, you can like almost turn inside out.
So
Like,
you, like,
by poking
poke
it
it
in. Yeah. And then kind of like just wiggle it, and it feels so good. It gets the scratch. It feels great.
That's not what I do. And now I feel weirder, and I'm gonna have to out myself.
What is it? You
Okay.
got to, because I just told you I turned my nipples inside out.
Okay. I do that though. I'm like, ooh, it's a little button. Boop.
I know. I do it to Ryan all the time, and you like squeeze it and it pops back out. You're like,
Like, ooh, nipple popping. Sometimes
God.
I'll just like grab it and just like.
I've done that before, yeah, but not for an itch, just for
That's
fun.
how I itch it.
Just for
like
fun.
It's like the skin is like weird and like thin, so
Yeah.
it's like it doesn't.
I know. I
feel
hate
right
like
to
if I
it.
scratch like right around it, like I always like burst a tiny blood vessel. You know what?
Yeah.
Like a capillary or whatever.
Yeah,
I hate that.
Like the skin around the areola is fine; you can just scratch it. But the actual areola skin is like thinner, like the skin of
Yeah.
your lips.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't.
you feel like you're tearing into it.
yeah, you can't just scratch it. So just
I've never seen you do that.
How do you touch
Yeah,
your
there's a
nipples,
reason for
Eric?
that.
I just do this.
must be nice.
But through your shirt's different.
Yeah.
What if it's not? Like, what if it's skin to fingernail? You
Like
still
I'll be
just scratch
dead ass
it?
in bed at night because we sleep nude. And I'm just like, like when you get like a ketchup.
Like, rat him, cowboy!
when you
Lasso.
get like a ketchup packet and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I do to my
The blood out.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
That's what I'm going to do when I'm
think
breastfeeding. I'm just going to like shake it all to the end. There you go. Got it ready for you.
I think I do this.
Yeah, that would work too.
Yeah.
So you're not like,
I think that's what I normally do.
if you have like fabric on your sleeves too, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, read your
Sorry.
story.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Okay.
Nipples.
Get it together, guys.
No. No.
Poor Ryan. He has to deal with all
No,
this.
just.
Okay, but you went to grab your shirt, and I really thought you were about to grab both.
No, I'm wearing a very tight sports bra because I went to the gym like right before this podcast. So
Okay, fair enough.
I just
Okay.
changed into a sweater.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Would I be the asshole for not inviting my poly friends' partners to my wedding?
It depends.
How many partners are there?
You don't get to know yet.
I say no. I think you have the right to invite or not invite whoever you want to your wedding.
This is true because we're doing the same.
Yeah.
Okay. I, 25 female, am getting married in September. My future husband, Mike, and I are doing a big wedding for 250 guests. I've always,
I don't even know that many.
I don't know that many people.
these are like the kind of people who like invite like coworkers.
Yeah.
Ew.
Fucking weirdos. Okay, anyway, sorry. I asked my best friend Marissa. Are you fucking kidding me?
Nice.
Thanks.
Okay.
No, I'm not kidding.
I asked my best friend Marissa, 25 female, to be my maid of honor, and she happily agreed. She's been a huge help to me in every step of planning the wedding. Oh, God. Sorry, I'm so congested lately.
You're fine.
Marissa is in a poly relationship, and she has 3 partners. Greg, 24 male, Brandon, 27 male, and Ace, 22 non-binary. She's been with Greg for 5 years and was the first partner that she had. They added Brandon and Ace over the course of their relationship, with Ace being the newest member. They all date each other and all seem to be happy. I don't really get it, if I'm being honest, but it's not my business. However, the issue came into play when Mike, 32 male, pulled me aside and said that that while he loves Marissa, he didn't feel like spending the wedding explaining her love life to his family, which I understand. They are very conservative and don't really accept LGBT people as is, let alone an LGBT poly set. I already had reserved 4 spots for Marissa and her partners, but my husband suggested he invite a few coworkers to take the partner's spot and Marissa could come alone. I didn't want to ruin his big day, so I agreed reluctantly. I know I should have told Marissa from the get-go, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. So when the invite went out, she called me up immediately and asked why she didn't have a +3 invite. I explained to her exactly what I said above, and she just said, "Oh," and hung up. Valid. Next thing I know, Brandon is calling me and begging me to reconsider, saying they promise they won't act like they're in a relationship, but they want to be there for me. Except I can hear Greg in the background telling him to tell me to fuck off and that I'm an asshole and that he doesn't even want to go. I explained to Brandon that I already gave their spots to Mike's coworkers. Brandon says, okay, thank you, and hangs up. Marissa texts me the next day saying she's not coming unless they can go. Sorry, this is a long one.
No, you're good. I need all the details here.
Yeah.
It's kind of in-depth.
Because I'm going back and forth. Yeah.
Mike said he can't uninvite his coworkers now, so it's not his problem. I told him I would add them and pay the cost. I told him I would add them and pay the cost, and he just said that if I want to spend the whole time explaining their relationship to people, then so be it, but he isn't wasting his time doing it and will just send people my way. Our other friends think I'm an asshole, but Mike's friends and a few of my non-mutual friends don't think I am. I just want some unbiased opinions, and there are edits to this, so I will see how you guys feel so far.
Do you want to go first? Or do you need some time?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I've got
I need
opinions.
a second.
So, okay. I'm back and forth on it, and here's why. I think that if you are having an event and their lifestyle is something that you don't want to see or don't believe in or whatever, and it's your event that you're paying for, then you have the right to ask them not to be there. Yep. However, I think that Marissa is the girl's name, should not have been invited initially then. If everyone else is able to bring partners.
Well, and she's not even just invited. She's the maid of honor.
Yeah, so that should have been discussed by the bride and groom beforehand. If he felt that strongly about it and she wants to marry this guy, then and she wants to respect that, then she should have picked a different maid of honor. As much as that's horrible, like, it's not fair to invite her and then make her choose between all her partners. I don't understand polyamory. I could never. Yeah. And like, I don't really get it, you know, but at the same time, like, I don't have any problem with it. Do what you want to do at your own house or wherever, you know, like whatever. It doesn't involve me. So who cares? But like, so that's kind of where I see it. I feel like if she had already had space for them and you're not marrying his family, then I don't see what the issue with them being there would be. It's not like they're going to be having sex on the dance floor or something. I would assume these people are fairly civilized people and that wouldn't be an issue for the conservative family that they don't want to see it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you'd probably see them at Walmart, so what does it matter if you see them at a wedding? You know what I mean? Like,
well, I'm wondering if part of it is that the non-binary partner, it like presents male, and that's why, because you would have like a female male couple potentially slow dancing, let's say, and then you have like what appears to be a male couple also dancing, and then they're like, we don't really like the gays.
I feel like though, like it's your wedding, so if it's you know.
So, like, the
husband's is it out of respect because the parents are paying for most of it? You know what I mean? Like, and they don't want them there?
Yeah.
Well, that'd be different.
And they don't mention that so much as Mike is her husband, her future husband says, I don't want to have to explain it to people. I don't feel like it.
Yeah. And then don't.
But here's the thing, too, is the OP was already planning on inviting all four of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And if she was already planning on inviting all of them and the girl already said, yes, she'd be her maid of honor and was expecting to be able to invite them, it's too late.
And you knew that she would be.
Yeah.
Which is why you originally planned to add
too late then. They need to be invited. On the other hand, like, and also with the guy being like, I don't want to explain it, then don't. Just say, I don't know, that's her friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to explain it to everyone, and like I said, I doubt that they're going to be doing anything.
Yeah, or even if you feel some type of way about it, be like, "This isn't the place."
Yeah, just be like, I'll tell you about it later. You know what I mean? Like, we're at our wedding. We're trying to. I don't think anyone would ask at a wedding. I mean, I don't know. There was a lot of people that I didn't even really know at my wedding. That was like Ryan's extended family, and to be honest, like as much as I wanted to get to know them and everything, I was talking to so many people. Like, I still don't know who half of them are.
Yeah.
Like, I said hello to them. I didn't really make much of a judgment on them. Yeah. You know, like, I don't know. I just know. I have some, like, more extended family members that are very outspoken about their beliefs and in ways that they will almost go out of their way to cause controversy just because they like to argue. They're kind of fucked up, but they like to argue with people and they will ruin your fucking good time. Yeah, and like I don't know these families. You know, for all we know, the polyamorous families very in your face about it and shitty. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like I don't know either side. So I am just assuming that everyone is civilized people that can function in public together.
Yeah.
So I don't see what the issue is.
Okay.
You know?
Would you like to put in any sense?
So going back to something that you said, definitely should have been talked to about before, right?
Yeah.
They should have been like, hey, I'm inviting whoever the maid of honor was.
Marissa.
She has 3 partners.
Yeah.
We need to make room for them, right? That should have been like number one before she even asked. She should have been talking about that with her husband. That way he could have been like, I don't feel like doing this or whatever. That way she could have, if she feels so strongly about this person that she wants her to be her maid of honor, right? Like that's a position of like, this person's been in my life for however many years, or they've been with someone, they've been through something together or whatever. Usually that's given to a person. Yeah. Usually given to a very important person in that person's life. So they obviously want them there. She should have should have had that conversation with him at first, and then him being like, I don't want to explain this to everybody. Her being like, well, don't. Like you said.
Yeah.
Just don't talk about it. Just be like, well, go ask her.
Yeah, why don't you go ask them? Yeah, or
go talk to her. Go talk to the maid of honor herself. If you're really that interested or you really want to know that much, go talk to him.
Yeah.
Like, why do you want me to tell him? Don't be scared. Go ask them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
I just feel like it's a wedding, so like, who cares?
Exactly.
It's going to be a lot of people. It's two different families coming together.
It's also not about them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not about you, so who cares? And like, and I also see it like, okay, so also with the whole cost perspective, now they invited other people, so this doesn't necessarily apply. Yeah. When you first started reading it, my first thought was it's because of the cost thing, where they're like giving everyone a +1.
Yeah.
Because like we only gave select people a +1 at our wedding.
Yeah.
And it was really only if you were in the bridal party, you had a +1. Everyone else was individually invited because we could not afford extra people.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, if we lived in a world where 50% of the population was polyamorous, it would be impossible. Yeah. Some people would have 7 partners they'd want to bring. So I get it from that perspective too. If they were like, you can only bring one person, and if you don't want to bring one of your partners because you have 4 of them and it's not fair, or 3 of them or whatever,
bring a friend.
Bring a friend, yeah. And then no one has to worry about it, and there's no, you know, like you should be able to bring whoever you want to a wedding if you have a +1.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm just saying +3s are not customary. So like for the girl to call and immediately be like, where's my +3? Like, I don't know. That's a little strange to me. But if she was already told, yeah, of course you're all going to be invited. And then like she said, she just didn't bring it up to her. Like, that's not her problem. I would be upset too. I would be very upset if someone told me I couldn't bring Ryan after telling me for weeks that he could go.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like there was like a level of assumption because she knows her lifestyle and her partners, and that they're like that they've been involved for years. Like her partner that she's been with longest, they've been together for 5 years.
Yeah.
So like, obviously you would want that person to come, but you're not going to want to leave out your other partner. So there was an assumption, space was made, and then they said, "Oops, no, never mind," because we don't feel like dealing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fucked.
So, are you guys saying asshole or not the asshole?
I'm still torn on it, only because on the one hand, like, she's trying to respect what her future husband wants, and then also trying to respect what her friends want and not hurt them. And she's like, I feel like more so asking, like, what should I do more than, like, am I an asshole? Because it is 50% up to him. You know what I mean? If you're going into the marriage together, So
I have just 2 weird little kind of off points. Which
he's kind of an asshole.
The first one is if you have 250 people coming to your wedding, you probably already care too much what other people think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry. The other one is that it's phrased as, would I be the but this whole conversation has already happened.
Yeah.
So there's no would I be, you either are or you aren't.
Yeah.
So do you guys want to say one way or the other? Based on her actions.
I'm trying to, as like a wife that like really like takes my husband's perspective for 50% of my decisions.
Yeah.
I can't say she's the but I think if I was going to call her the asshole, I'd say that she is for not having this all out in the open at the beginning and figuring it all out. I think that makes her a bit of but I don't think that, I feel like she's put in like a situation, and I kind of sympathize with her.
So you're kind of on like everybody sucks.
Yeah, probably. Honestly, everybody
kinda,
sucks. Yeah.
But also, I'm also thinking about how it's her wedding and his wedding, and you're allowed to uninvite or invite whoever the hell you want.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of a thing for us when we did ours, and we were like, no kids.
Yeah.
Except for family.
Yeah. And so imagine if someone called and was like, you know, well, this is your niece. Like, if you're not going to let your niece come to your wedding, like, that really offends me, and it hurts her, and we're not going to go now. Like,
I'm sorry you feel that way. I love you.
Yeah.
I'll see you another time.
Yeah. Yep. And that's kind of how I'm seeing this situation where, like, it's a little different because she's in the wedding.
Yes.
And she should have let her know. Like, y'all let everybody know from the get-go.
Yes.
No kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the difference. She should have let her know from the beginning.
Everyone sucks.
And the man should, the future husband should have spoken up initially and been like, hey, I'm cool with her being your maid of honor, but like,
yeah, because like obviously like this is a thing and it's going to be like a factor where your wedding comes into it. Yeah. Also, you like invited 4 of your workers in the place of actual friends. Yeah, you're weird. Okay, so there's a couple of edits here. There's 3 edits.
Okay,
damn.
So edit number 1, I am the. That's for sure. I followed a lot of advice in this post and asked Mike for what he thinks in the morning. He said to talk to Marissa first and see what she wants, and we'll make it work. I also had him read over the post himself, and he said that a lot of the comments opened his eyes to how he himself was coming off. Mm-hmm. So we both decided to call Marissa together and beg for forgiveness. A little far, but maybe whatever. We called her, and she was happy to talk. We explained our side of things, but acknowledged that it was a massive fuck-up that could have been handled so much better. Very mature, I think.
Yeah.
We could have invited her and her partners, obviously, and said we would be happy with whatever it takes to have them forgive us. She asked her partners about it, and Brandon and Greg both agreed that they would prefer to just split the setup. So Greg and Marissa would be a couple for the wedding, and Brandon and Ace would be a couple. However, they would need to talk to Ace first because they were at work, and that they would get back to me. So that's where we currently stand.
That's actually a really good compromise.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing, too, is, like, if his concern is that his family is very conservative and they aren't really cool with, like, LGBT couples, and you have a couple that looks like two homosexual males together, then they might be like a little, oh, you're friends with the gays. But also, like,
but it's your wedding. Who cares?
Like, first of all, their life isn't your business. It's your son's wedding. Like, why are you bothered by their guests?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, they really shouldn't be.
If you're bothered by other people's lives, get over yourself.
Yeah.
Edit number 2. I never told Marissa I was inviting her partners. I just had a list of invites with Mike. I'm still the asshole, but wanted to explain that. And then last edit. Ace got out of work a few hours ago, and we all got on speakerphone and had a long conversation with this post pulled up. The crew was all happy to be defended, but did think that people went a little harder than they would have. Even Greg. He actually laughed at me calling himself self-absorbed because he is. LOL. Anyways, we're all good. Everyone is coming. They gave permission to tell Mike's parents. We called them after and they understood, but said, don't let Nanny know or she'll be asking questions all night. It's been a huge relief, and I think we learned how to communicate better as a couple.
Yeah. Cool. I think that works out. We actually had something a little bit similar happen at our wedding where one of the grandmas that traveled from very far to be there, and so we wanted to be respectful of her and everything. She's like, I still believe in respecting your elders and less shitty people. You know what I mean? And she's not a shit people. Yeah. So, you know.
She's not a shit people.
Yeah, she's not a shit people. But, like, she is against drinking. And they're the crew that left kind of early. Because at some point I was like, you know, we're going to party. Yeah. But I tried to be as respectful as possible at the beginning of the evening. And, like, so did her family, I noticed. Like, until she left, they kind of all abstained. Mm-hmm. Where, like, sometimes if you're going to be family and you're going to throw an event and stuff, you got to, like, sacrifice you don't believe in. And, like, realistically, she probably should have, you know. But, like, she's an elderly lady and ain't gonna hear it. So
yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like, you're responsible for upholding your own personal beliefs.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in that, don't be around it. You don't have to run your mouth about it.
Yeah. Just
if it doesn't
live your life.
If it doesn't affect you, like, you're perfectly welcome to remove. Like, if you don't want to see gay people, don't go to a gay bar.
Yeah.
If you don't like drinking, don't go to places where drinking
is common. Don't go to a bar, period.
Yeah, don't go to a
don't go to a gay bar.
Don't go to any bar or any restaurant.
Yeah, don't go to any bar. Don't sit by the bar at Chili's.
If you have bad nightmares, stop watching horror movies. It's
Hi,
the same
welcome
concept.
to Chili's.
Yeah.
Don't put stuff into your life that you don't like and then you won't have to deal with it.
Yeah, you're responsible for what things are going to trigger you in your life.
What you consume and what consumes you.
Yes. And if you allow yourself to be upset by the things that are going on around you that are out of your control, you may remove yourself from the situation, or you may shut the up.
Yeah.
Peace and love.
Wow.
Okay. This one is the one that I think, and I'm going to read it again and see if I missed something, but I am playing devil's advocate on this one compared to the comments, and I'm interested to see what y'all say. Okay. Because I think the opposite of what everyone agreed with.
Okay.
Maybe. Let me reread it and make sure before I state that. Okay. So there's a bunch of edits on this one, so I'm going to just start here. I, 21 female.
Wait, is there not a headline?
Oh, okay. Am I the for turning the light off with my husband in the shower?
What?
Um,
It's a dick
Off
move.
the bat, yeah.
like
a dick move.
Like the husband was in the shower and she just turned the light off in the bathroom?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's for as far as the title says. You'll
That's
get
a-
more details as I read.
it's a dick move, but I mean, like,
Like, that's kind of like if they're in the shower and you turn the bathroom light off. If you're going to bed in a different room and you turn the bedroom light off while they're showering,
No, they turn the
shitty.
bathroom light off while they're in the shower.
That's kind of crummy, like
Yeah.
for like safety reasons mostly.
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a dick move, but it's not like not worth posting on Reddit for. So
Yeah,
there's
it's
definitely more
It's not
context
world
needed.
Yes.
ending. Okay, I'm ready for this.
Okay. I, 21 female, have an irrational fear of mirrors in the dark. I've told my husband, Tim, 25 male, about this when retelling memories, so he knows. He's never commented that he feels the same or anything, just laughs along with my stories. We are also a very playful couple. We like to joke at one another and mess with each other all the time. Last night, we had a shower together. I have a low tolerance to heat, so after our shared shower at the medium temp, I dry off while he turns the water up to straight hot for a few minutes. Edit. During this time, he doesn't move. He just stands there and lets the water run down his back. We were joking around and talking during my drying off, and then I ran out of the bathroom, turning off the light and giggling. Edit. I did not leave him there. It was maybe 5 seconds. He was still in the shower with the curtain closed, and I thought it would be a funny, harmless joke. But he screamed at me and told me, "Turn the light back on, you We each call each other names in good fun, but this was a serious tone. I turned the light back on, and we went back and forth. Me. There, it's back on. What's the matter? Tim. I have an irrational fear of the dark. You know this. You have it too. Me. You never told me that. You don't have to yell. I didn't know. Tim. How could you not know? Me. I don't remember you telling me. I'm sorry, but I just didn't know. I wouldn't have done it if I had known. I promise. You don't have to yell. He quickly dried off and went to our bedroom, slamming the door behind him. I can't control the fear. That's why I'm yelling, and you shouldn't have thought about it in the first place. After about an hour, he came out of the room and just stared at me. So I honestly said, I'm still mad at you, you know. He seemed flabbergasted and yelled, "You're still mad at me?" I frowned and said, "Yeah, you haven't apologized yet. I said I was sorry to you and I wouldn't do it again." I understand where his explosive reaction came from, fear, but I still feel that he should apologize for the name calling and yelling for his initial reaction. Am I the asshole here?
No.
What do you
No,
think?
she's not an asshole.
So wait, these two are married?
Yes.
Does it say how long they've been married for?
Let's see.
So, like,
Not unless it's in one of the edits, but
Okay, because like my questions off the bat would be, how long have they been together? How long have they been married?
yeah.
Because, you know, of course, the longer you know somebody, the more you get to know them. And how much time have they, while her irrational fear has been very much discussed,
Yeah.
how has his not been? Or how has he not pitched in his 2 cents?
Yeah. And she
Because-
says that he just has never brought it up. He's just like, yeah, haha. Like she thinks he's just agreeing that
Yeah.
she's afraid, not
Yeah.
that he's afraid.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
what I got out of it too.
he's never come out and straight up said, "Hey, I'm scared of the dark."
Yeah.
Like, and you have to assume like they're sleeping in the dark every night.
Yes. And that's in one of the edits. She addresses that.
Okay.
Um,
So far I'm like, not the asshole. I think he was being a little irrational. Maybe the communication isn't great.
Yeah. Overwhelmingly, people vote that she is the asshole.
What?
And when you read through the comments, it's literally where they're like, like just the fact that she did it in the first place.
What?
like, well,
Like, not
also-
that he's afraid of it or anything, but just like, why would you do that to someone? That's horrible. And like, that's something me and Ryan
People
would do to each
harmless
other.
Pranks all
Yeah.
the time. And also, like she said, it wasn't that she turned the light off and left him in there.
Yeah.
She
It was
came
a couple
back.
seconds. Yeah. She said she like ran out of the room and switched it off and like turned around and came back. So I'm like,
Yeah.
it just seems like a couple playing around together. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't understand why everyone is like jumping down her throat about it and like, you're a horrible person for doing this. And like, he should, like someone said, like he deserves better than you and should break up with you and stuff. And I'm like,
what?
They are playing around and he overreacted. And I think he does owe her an apology for calling her a
Yeah, you should never
100%.
That's
call your partner.
not a yeah. I just like, and I would think she was if she didn't immediately say like, I'm sorry, I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, she acknowledged, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know, and I would not have done it had I known.
Yeah.
It's not a joke I would have pulled if I knew you were afraid. I thought it would be funny.
It's something that she can empathize with very well.
That's something like I've done that to Ryan before, and he's like, turn the light back on, you know, like, and
I've done it to Eric on accident.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Literally, you go in there, you use the bathroom, and then you walk out, you turn the light off, and you're like,
yeah.
oh,
Just out of habit. I'm like, you. And before too, I've walked further and not even thought about it. And you'd be like, babe.
Yeah, I've done that too, where I've walked out and Ryan's just like, and I'm like, I look, I'm like, oh, fuck,
turn the
sorry.
light back on?
Yeah. And it's like never been a big deal.
No.
I don't know.
That's insane that
Fuck.
people are going so hard.
Okay, so what are these edits?
Okay, so the first edit says, for clarification, I'm not saying his reaction was unjustified. I actually understand it, as mentioned below at the bottom of this. I'm saying he could apologize for calling me a bitch in that tone. We also have a silicone slip prevention mat in our shower, so everyone's saying it's slippery. It's not, but I do appreciate your concern for him.
Okay, see, that was my concern too. I was like, well, safety, but also like...
But if it was 5 seconds, like...
that's why I'm like, it wasn't really that big
no one
a deal.
just falls in the shower.
No one just like, the light goes off.
Yeah,
Banana in the shower, you fall over.
Yeah, it's not a cartoon.
I wasn't finished in the bathroom, so for those saying he wouldn't have known I was coming back in the moment, you're probably right. In the moment, he probably thought I left him in there, but just know that I wasn't planning on leaving him in there. I still had other plans to do in the bathroom, like get his towel, for example. Lastly, for those saying, how would you like it? This type of prank was normal for me growing up, so as long as the person wasn't in front of a mirror, because she's afraid of mirrors in the dark. So yeah, I don't mind, LOL. My little brother still does it to me. He'll slip an arm in the bathroom and flip the switch on me. And then the second edit, she said, I'm no longer replying to comments. Everything has already been said on multiple occasions, and just about every new comment is a repeat of what's been said before. To everyone saying I'm a it's probably because you were one first, and I firmly believe in equal force, so maybe take a look in the mirror. My husband and I are fine now. LOL. Neither is angry at the other, and we've both apologized as well. He also explained to me from which the phobia stems. For those who are friendly in the comments, I hope you have awesome days. For everyone else who's been nasty, I hope your day gets better.
Cool.
Fair enough. I do not... That comment section is not passing a vibe check.
Yeah.
Because, so first of all, he overreacted because he was scared. Now y'all are overreacting because you're dickheads.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, like this is a comment. I feel the need to clarify. Your post reads as, I terrorized someone and they called me a bad name. They should apologize. You get that, right?
Where does that come from?
It's not terrorizing. It's not bullying. It's not like she...
Okay, like I terrorize my basset hound when he decides that he's scared of cardboard boxes because it's funny. I don't pretend I'm an axe murderer and chase my husband around the house.
Yeah, that's
the fuck.
Yeah. And he said, or he or she, I'm not sure. You were the aggressor and in the wrong here. They were the target, and regardless of perceived safety, placed in a dangerous situation by your actions. It doesn't matter that you never learned that showers are dangerous or whatever relationship you have with your siblings. You took action which terrorized someone and are thinking that you are owed an apology for bad names. This makes you look bad to other adults, and your defense makes you look worse.
Okay, I really hate this, but like y'all are a bunch of special snowflakes, and you like
are we serious?
Go touch some grass. What is wrong with you?
This is why I'm excited to play the Devil's Advocate episode.
I've been waiting. I cannot wait.
I'm excited.
Like it's going to be really fun, but also I'm going to be legitimately angry, and I'm sorry in advance.
Yeah.
No,
I probably
think
will
that's
too.
The whole vibe of that whole episode is going to be just like angry, arguing your point.
To be fair, I think we're funnier when we're angry.
Fair.
I think so too. You're the asshole. Grow up, stupid. He could have gotten hurt.
Stupid.
Why on earth would an adult think it's funny?
Because it is.
Yeah, like
it's funny.
Yeah, I feel like
the
it's
same
just,
reason that we all laugh at farts.
Yeah, I feel like this is people
it is
being
objectively funny.
very sensitive.
What would be worse? Okay, what would make that worse? Because it would cause the person to actually jump and lose balance.
Yeah.
Would be pouring cold water on them.
Okay. I've
Yeah.
done it.
I know you've done it to me.
I've done it to Ryan.
Turning the light off is not going to
But I've
cause
also
them to
done
jump.
it while
Yeah.
he knew I was about to do it. I was going, no.
Yeah, right. Even in that situation, no, she still wouldn't be. But people talking about the safety thing being a factor in it, that would be the only thing I could think of that could be like a step further than that would actually cause someone to be
but
actually
between
hurt.
the mat and it being such a short amount of time, even if there weren't a mat, it's not like he was going to jump and hit his head.
Well, and like, for example, like you talk about dumping cold water on someone.
Yeah.
I did that to Ryan once because I thought we were like playing together, like having fun. And he was very upset.
Yeah.
Like he got very upset with me. He didn't call me a fucking bitch like this guy did. But like, he didn't think it was funny. And we actually had like a long talk afterwards about like, he doesn't really like pranking and like with each other like that. Like he likes teasing each other verbally and stuff, but like he's not big on like
I'm the same way. I'm not a prank person.
and like I'm fine with it, but like he's not. And I had to like learn that where like now like I respect that. But it sounds like
boundary.
This couple, they flat out say that they with each other all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't see what the issue is.
I think that comment section is just reading into it the wrong way.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Because
It's
what
really bizarre.
the fuck is wrong with you guys? Touch some grass.
For real. All right.
In fact, touch some moss. Go in like deep into the woods. Breathe some fresh air for more than a moment.
Can you count me out?
I can trim it.
Can you count me out?
Such a weird joke that you guys have going.
It's bubbly toes.
I was at work driving around on a lift, laughing my ass off at just the phrase "bubbly toes" in my brain the other day.
Bubbly toes. Wait. Bubbly toes.
Oh God, y'all are weird.
Oh,
You know what your laugh kind of sounds like?
No.
Frog?
No, not Kermit the Frog.
Okay.
In Goofy, but not like it's like Goofy-esque, but not the actual Goofy
Okay,
laugh.
because it's not yuck, but it's
It does that high pitch like thing.
It's,
you know?
Well, it's also that like it's the pattern of your laugh.
It's great.
Oh.
I love
It's a
it.
good laugh.
It makes me giggle.
Please don't
Okay.
feel bad. You do
All right.
already
That
sound
makes me feel better. I was
No,
going to
it's
feel
a
bad
good laugh.
immediately.
I sound like a broken tea kettle, and she sounds like R2D2. So.
Yeah, that's fair. We all got something going for us here. Now we got to figure out what Ryan sounds like.
I know. I haven't really thought about it.
What was
Just
funny?
got a handsome, nice
She
laugh.
was watching the podcast and she was like, "Is that the face? Is that the face when Ryan realizes he had something stupid to say?"
He makes the stupid and the dogs just find that unbearable. But he had this moment where it was like, where he tossed his head back. But it was like such a blank face moment. And then he waits a second and then he says the joke. I was like, was that his epiphany face?
Oh, yeah. No, he plans them and holds on to them.
It was
It's not
so
something
great.
that just comes
He
to him.
like loaded that in the chamber right away.
Yeah.
And
It
I
was
like,
so great. I love.
and I only realized it after I was watching it like a third time because I was clipping it for TikTok.
He has tells. Like, that's one where
And
he's
I
like,
was just like,
or he starts going with his beard and like kind of looking around, like waiting, like when I'm about to say this. I'm about to say some shit. Yeah.
he does always take a pause before he says some real
Yeah.
dumb.
Great.
He wants to make sure it's nice and silent.
Yep.
It's great.
It's-
he has good comedic timing. I'll give
He
him
really
that.
does. It's really good
That's why he rolls for funny so much.
Yeah.
because he's always funny.
How do we sign this off again? I haven't done this in so long. Well, thanks for listening to the Roll for Funny podcast. I'm Grayson, and I don't really do social media anymore, at least not publicly. And you are not the.
I'm the only one who
depends.
does. I'm the only one who does do socials. It's hey_Foxy_lady on TikTok and Twitch soon. Nobody else has socials.
Nope. Go
and
follow us on Roll for Funny on Instagram, YouTube,
on Instagram,
Spotify.
Twitter, YouTube, Spotify.
And if you're still listening
TikTok.
to this, just know that these are now video episodes, and you can
Hell
watch
yeah.
Oh yeah.
us on YouTube.
Yeah. Last video was amazing. It was so funny.
Yeah.
My head hurt laughing so much from rewatching the stuff.
Great.
Yeah,
And everybody, just
subscribe.
yeah.
Subscribe,
And also, we miss you, Ryan. Come back.
please.
Okay, bye.